is Hayley Elbe, and I'm currently one of the ministry interns at Hamline Church. My role within the church has predominantly been being the lead storyteller in the 2nd and 3rd grade Sunday school classroom. I was in that position almost every Sunday this past fall, and then this past spring, while we were still having in-person worship, I was the lead storyteller for the kindergarten and 1st grade classroom. I have been attending worship at Hamline University on and off for the past 2 or so years. I started attending infrequently my sophomore year at Hamline, and then started going a bit more frequently last spring during my junior year. And then with this internship role and being involved in the Sunday school classrooms, I have been more actively involved this entire academic year. My best memory or experience so far at Hamline Church has just been getting to know people. I've loved being able to connect with people, especially during the small groups. I've just found that you don't only get to learn more about people's religious or spiritual background, but you also just get to learn more about them as a person, maybe where they're from, if they're not originally from Minnesota, the Twin Cities area, their education background, and just their world viewpoints and things like that. I've just loved getting to form those connections. And that's definitely what I like about being a part of Hamline Church, is just seeing those familiar faces every Sunday and just updating them on how school was going for me and getting an update on how their lives were going and just sharing good and exciting news with each other and just maintaining that connection has definitely been my favorite part of Hamline Church. Something about me that sounds made up, is it 100% true, is I have the body of like an 80-year-old. I don't know how else to phrase that in a way that makes more sense, but I did sports a lot in high school, one of them being gymnastics, and as a result I just have a lot of lifelong injuries because of it. So for example, I have tendonitis in both my feet, patellofemoral in both my kneecaps, so they're never in place and they move around a lot easier than they should. I have really weak hip flexors and an unknown back problem. So you wouldn't really know it by looking at me, but I definitely don't have the normal body of a 22-year-old. Music I'm listening to these days is pretty much radio music, if we can count that as a type of music. I am working a lot back home at my Target in Madison, Wisconsin that I've worked at for the past 6 years, so they play radio music or like top hits, and then I also listen to the radio to and from my commute to work, so if radio music counts as a type of music, that's what I'm listening to these days. My favorite quarantine activity is definitely sleeping. It's definitely the one thing that I don't get to do a lot of these days due to work and school. And I'm thankful that I'm being kept busy and I'm able to work and that I'm able to still complete my classes online, but having even just a day a week to just sleep and not worry about catching up on assignments or missing work would be very nice. The first thing I'll do when all this is over is definitely go visit my friends. I've been able to connect with them through Snapchat and video chat, but it's just not the same experience whatsoever. I miss being able to hug them and just hang out in the same room as them and just really get a feel for how they're doing by reading their facial expressions and body language in person. So I'll definitely hang out with all my friends when this is over and give them all a bunch of big hugs. Anything else I would like to share? I just hope everyone is doing well. This is definitely an unusual time in our lives right now, but I hope everyone's just being able to connect with others in whatever format they feel is most comfortable for them, and just know that everyone at Hamline Church is here for them and is sending lots of love their way. Thanks. Bye.